Hello and welcome to this project. In this project, I'm going to walk through the marketing questions and try to solve these questions with SQL. If you are ready, we can take a look at the data that we have. We have a database, and in this database, we have some tables. We have appointments, we have campaigns, we have events, marketing channels, and the users. For users, it makes sense this is just the information about the users. Marketing channels are some channels that the company is trying to acquire new clients. Events are all the steps that the patients or users are doing in the company. Campaigns are just some campaigns of the marketing that the company is doing for maybe try to do some retention plan for the new customers or try to acquire new clients. An appointment are some appointments and some booking that the users and patients did in the company. The first question is about the funnel analysis. Funnel analysis is super important in marketing because it helps us to understand in which stage of the workflow or in which step of the chain the patient or the user drops. For solving the funnel analysis, we are going to work on event table. Because event table shows us all the event type that every single users are doing in our system. For example, we can see user number 1 on 1st of January visited the system, and at the same day she decided to view the services and then book the services. This is very amazing because we have now one client that from visit, the client now became the new user, and so on and so forth. We should find for every single step or every single stage in the chain what is going on. For example, how many unique number of the client do we have in visit step? Or how many unique number of client we have in view service? And finally, how many unique number of the client we have in book? Also, what is the conversion rate? Conversion rate in marketing concept means the percentage that some clients become from first phase to the second phase, or how many percentage we have success from one step to another step. So let's try to solve this question. First of all, let's take a look at the data. We have just 3 columns. We should have 3 columns. One for unique number of the client for visit, the other one unique number of client for view the services, and the last one is number of the unique client for those clients have the book, and this should be unique number of the client. So I remove all the columns here, and this is just a table that we have. I'm going to first go with the count because we are just gonna count number of the clients. After the count, I need to just find the distinct number of the count. So I say distinct. But what I'm going to count? I'm going to count this column, but it should have some condition. Just because we have a condition, we should use the case. And I put as an end and as, I'm going to say number of, let's say, visits. This is the first stage. But what's going on between the case and end? This is a very important step. I'm going to say case when the event type is equal visit, then now this then is important. Why? Because right now I'm going to say count what? I'm going to say count user ID. Else, nothing. Let's put 0. Let's review. We are going to count distinct number of the user ID when event type is visit. And we are going to say this is number of the visit. Let's run it. We have 6. Number of the visit for those are the event type is visit. Let me just remove else and now run it, because 0 is captured as a 1, and in the count it doesn't matter. So I go for the next one, and this is for every single step. The next one, just let's see what is the value. I forgot. We have view service. So this is the view service. And the last one is book. Number of the books, number of the view. I don't need that one. And just run it. Now we have 3 columns. 5 for number of the visits, 3 for number of the view, unique number of the client, and 2 number of the books. Means out of 5 people just visit, for example, one of the marketing channel, like the website, 3 of them even try to view the services, not only visit the website. And after that, 2 of them booked 1 appointment. Now we would like to find the percentage between each stage. I can do the percentage here, but just because the code might be very messy, I create to go with with. And this is much easier way. I cut all of them and put as. I put all here and just clean the code. Everything is here. Now I can say select everything from the table 1 that we just created as a CT. Now here I can create 3 columns, or no, 2 columns, because we have 2 percentage. A percentage of those people from visit to view and from view to books. First of all, I'm going to find number of the view divided by number of the visit, and I call it as conversion rate for view. Just because right now I'm dividing to integer number, I get 0 definitely. If I run it, I get 0 for percentage, but we know 3 divided by 5 is not 0. But as I said, just because we are dividing to integer, I should, instead of having number of the view, I should cast it and as float. And this is the correct number, but I would like to have the percentage, so I prefer to multiply by 1%, 100%. And now I just would like to have the percentage icon next to these numbers. So I cut all of them and I go for concat, and first this one, and before that I want to say percentage. That's it. 60% of the number of the visit people converted to the view. I only need to copy this one for the other one, conversion rate for book. The only difference is here, instead of number of the view for nominator, I put that one, and number of the view should be denominator, and just run it. 67 for conversion rate book, 60 conversion rate for view, 2 number of the unique client for books, 3 number of the unique clients for view, and 5 unique number of the clients for visit. You see how simple with SQL we could answer one of the most important questions in marketing, which is called funnel analysis. Let's continue and go one step further. Previously, we just did the basic funnel analysis, and we didn't know which user walked through the whole journey. I mean, do we have any specific user step all the steps? I mean, from the visit to book or not? This kind of analysis needs more an advanced thinking. The query might be even easier, but analytical thinking is very important here. Let's take a look at the table again. I select everything from the event. we have all the data. We are just looking for the user that walk through all the steps. First, visit, after that, view, and then book. Only those clients or users walk through all these steps. Not one step more, neither less. So let's get a start. First, let's see what I'm going to do. I'm going to create two more columns. The first column is going to show the next event for each user, and the second column is going to show the second next event type. Just because we have three, I consider the event type as the first one, the next column is the second event type, and the last column is the last or third event type. So I simply can use the lead function. We are just gonna find the next event type. So the lead is event type. And I'm gonna just over and partition data user by user. So over partition by user ID. And just because the chain, the step is based on a date, logically, first client should visit, after that view the service, and then book. So it should be ordered by event date, and it should be ascending from the oldest date to the newest one. And I call as a next visit. You can call whatever I want, I just call it that one. For example, right now for user number 1, the event type is visit based on a date. After that, it might be the same day, but after that, they have view service. But I need one more thing. I need the second column. So I go for the second next. So I put the offset 2 for lead. The default is here 1. I didn't put the offset, and the offset is 2. I say, let's go for this one. I call it as a next event. I call it as a second next event. Let's run it. Now we have book, and for those ones we don't have nothing. Now this is the table that we have. I can put as the CTE table as, let me just cut everything, just put it everything, just make it a bit clean. And now I'm going to select everything from the table. This is the table that we have, but we need to only keep those R's that have all of them. So I should use the case function. I say case, and I'm going to call as flag. We have some conditions. Case when, the first condition is that when event type or the first column should be visit, the first step, and let's go this way, it is much easier for understanding, and I copy the second column or the next event should be view service based on the logic of the chain, and the second next should be book or the last. If this is the case, then 1 else 0. Let's just make it everything clean, and now I run it. I put this one as the second CTE, table 2 as everything here, just make it a bit clean. Now we have everything here, but we need to only keep those, or the flag is 1, because flag is 1 means the logic of the chain is correct. The first one is visit, the next one is view, and the last one is book. So I should say where flag is 1. and we only need to have distinct user ID. That's it. Just user number 1 and user number 4. They are the customers, or they are the users. Walk through all the steps logically, step by step, from visit to book. Okay, let's go ahead and try to answer more questions. In this question, we would like to go with marketing channels. Marketing channels, as I said, they are some kind of ways or channels that try to help the company to acquire the new clients. We would like to work on the marketing channels to see what is the conversion rate for every single marketing channel. And conversion rate here means number of the clients just visited divided by number of the client booked. So we need two tables. We need the event, just because they are view, visit, the book, and these kind of things. And we need marketing channels. Let's see marketing channels first. These are the marketing channels. You see, we have 5 or we have 1, 2, 3, 4 marketing channels based on every single user ID. For example, Google Ads helped the company to bring 2 new clients. User number 1 and 5. Facebook brought 1 user ID. Email brought 1 user ID, and user number 3 just came organically. I mean, just by chance, maybe found the company. And just because we have user ID here and user ID in an events table, we can go with some kind of join thing. And first, I'm going to select everything from the events, because this is the base table that we have. And I'm going to go with the left join, because I want to have every single user ID event here, because we are talking about the conversion rate. This is the final metric for us, regardless if we have any marketing channel or not. So I go for left join with marketing channels. And as you know, both of them have user ID as just the key. I call event as E, and marketing channel as the MC. And I run it. We have all the columns, but we don't need all the columns. We only need from event, we need user ID. The next one, we need the event type. And the next one, we need the channel, MC channel. These are the columns that we need. But we need to create some new columns. For example, I would like to say, if the event type is visit, put number 1. If the event type is book, put number 1. For the rest, should be 0. So we should have 2 new columns, 1 for visit, 1 for book. Why I'm going to have 2 columns? Because we are talking about the conversion rate. 1 column should be divided by the other one. So I go here and say case, and I say as this is just a visit flag. I say case when the E or event type is equal visit, then put 1, else put 0. This is the first one. And the next one is that if the visit type is book, I say the conversion rate, book and visit. And I say the book flag. Okay, we have 1 more column. We have 2 new columns, book flag and visit flag. We have this table. And now we can group data based on every single channel. But I prefer to go with the CTE with table 1, as I put everything inside the as, and I say select everything from table 1 and just run it. Let's go more beautiful. Okay, So I need only the channel, I need the visit flag, and I need the book flag. These are the only columns that I need. And also user ID. These are the only columns that we need. We need to group data. We need to go with group by. First, we are gonna group based on user ID, and after that, based on the channel. And we should go with the max. Why we are gonna find the max? Because we would like to only bring the columns have 1. Because between 0 and 1, 1 is max. If we say max, it means we are automatically filter this column. And same here, max for visit flag. And I say again, we can say visiting and as booking. Just clean it. Okay. Now, if I run it, let's see. Now we have email. For email, we have 1 visiting, 1 booking. For Facebook, we have 1 visiting, 0 booking. For Google Ads, for 1 user, 1. For the other one, 1,0. So now we have the second table. I put as the table 2 as, put everything inside it. And now I say select everything from table 2. Okay, now I'm going to group data based on a channel. The columns that I need, I only need channel, and I need group data based on the channel. But I need 2 more columns. I need some for visit flag. Oops, it should be inside. Visiting, and the next one, it should be book flag as booking, and all of them are grouped based on a channel. Let's see what's wrong. Oh, we have 1 extra. Okay, email has 1 visit and 1 booking. Facebook have 1 visit without booking. Google Ads have 2 visits, 1 booking, and organic just have 1 visit without booking. So this is the next table. I go with table 2 as this one. Now I'm going to select everything from table 2, and now I can just create the conversion rate. Conversion rate is booking divided by visiting. Booking divided by visiting as conversion rate. But just because we are dividing to integer, for the first one I should say cast as float, and this is the number. So for conversion rates, I just put as 1% to see the percentage. Email, the conversion rate is 100% because whoever came churned to book. For Facebook, just 1 visit. We had it, but no book. And Google Ads, 2 visits, just 1 book. And we just simply answer this question for conversion rate for every single marketing channel. All right, so let's continue and go for the next type of marketing question. In this question, we are going to work on customer segmentation analysis. Customer segmentation analysis is another crucial part for marketing analysis in SQL. In this case, we would like to know which kind of behavior a customer has in our activity in the company. We are asked to categorize the customers or flag them based on their behavior in our system. For example, if a user has at least 1 complete appointment, we should flag that user as a high value user. Later, maybe the marketing team is going to use this user for lifetime value or do some campaigns or anything. For engaged user, they are some kind of users having visits but not having any book based on events that we just saw in the previous sections. And we also have inactive users. Inactive users are those users not having any appointment. So based on the questions, we should have three tables: appointment, event, and user. Let's start first, bring everything from the user table, from users. Let me just bring it that way. We have everything from the users table. I'm going to join this table to appointment and event. Let me first join with appointment. I would like to say left join because I would like to have all the users. So left join, and the table is appointment. Just remove everything. And the key should be user ID. User ID in appointment is the same as user ID for user. Appointment A, user U, and that's it. Now if I run it, we have all the users and their appointments. Also, I need data from the events table. I do the same and go for left join, and this time I go for events. And again, the key is user ID, but this time we should go with E or the events. If I run it now, we have very long table, but definitely we don't need all the columns. We only need some of the columns. So let's see which kind of columns we would like to keep. First of all, I'm going to keep the user ID. Definitely, this is the most important column. The next one is sign up date. We don't need it. CD, we don't need it. That user ID, we don't need it because we only have one user ID. Appointment dates, we don't need it. Status, we need it definitely. Status. The next one is revenue. We don't need it for this question. Event date and event type. So this is event type. And let's run it. These are the columns that we need so far. So based on the question, first we should create one column for visits, one column for book, and one column for appointments. So I go for and work with case when. I open and close parentheses and say case and this is the place that we would like to say. I say as let's say flag visits. For visits, when the event type is equal visit, visit, then with one, that's it. If the event type is visit, we have one column as of one. Let's run it to see, yes. And we need one more. For if the event type is book, the flag is for book, and the other one is for appointment. If the status from appointment is completed, then one as a flag for appointments. We have three columns, and makes sense, some of them are null. But I'm going to group users based on the maximum or only the one. I go for max, and again max, and then maximum, because I'm only going to keep the one row. Just because I'm using the aggregation function, I should group data. I'm gonna group by. So I don't need the status, I don't need the event type, so I'm gonna just group by based on the user. That's it. We just have user ID, flag for visit, flag for book, and flag for appointment. So we see user number one has visit, user number one has book, and user number one has appointment. But user number two has visit, but she doesn't have any book and she doesn't have any appointment, which is completed. Now we have a table, so I can put all the table in a city with table as I select everything, just put inside it and just format it. Now, let me just select everything from the table. All right. Now we can just flag it based on the different conditions that we have. For example, who is high value user? High value user is the user has at least one completed appointment. It means that user should have one in a flag for appointment. So it means if I'm going to create one more column, so I say case, case, and as flag, or let's say customer flag. This is the final flag. And we have different conditions. Case, when the flag appointment, if this column is 1, then say this is high value user. Next one, just copy. The next one is the engaged user. Those ones have visit but not have book. So I say if the flag visit is 1 and the flag book is null, then it is engaged user. Let's just say engaged. And the last one is else. Whatever is left is inactive. Inactive. Let's just run it. Yeah. User number 1 is high value because it has 1 completed appointment. Also, number 4 is 1 completed appointment. User number 2 has engaged. Number 3 is engaged, and number 5 is engaged. And we don't have any inactive user. This is the way that we could do some customer segmentation analysis based on the customer behavior. This was a mini project to see how we can use SQL for do some analysis in marketing. There are several analysis that we can do in marketing, such as the cohort analysis, A/B testing, statistical testing, time analysis, or customer behavior analysis, churn analysis, and so many things. But in this project, I just tried to work on 4 or 5 kind of analysis. If you would like to download the SQL queries that I walked through this video, you can just go to my GitHub. The link is in the description of this video. And thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.